What's up, guys? So this is the first time I ever do this on the channel, but today I'm doing a CGC graded card return. So for the first time last month, well, in early December of 2023, I sent my selection of 64 cards to get graded by CGC. And today is January 19th, and they just came in. So I just received my submission back. So I wanted to do a little video to, just show my reaction and, tell a little bit about the cards and how I got them for some of them. There's also, I also had an evaluation. I pre-graded them myself and asked for, someone that in my area does some, semi-professional card grading. So I have a few cards that he graded. This is some hockey cards I will show you. I'm actually filming with my phone and with my my computer to have both the webcam and the cards. So you're seeing two hockey cards here. This is something he does for he has a card shop, and that's something he does for a little bit of a sideline. So cards that I don't think are that I want to have a first expert advice on, I would usually send them to him, or there are some other cards that I just took to the shop and asked for his advice. So there are 64 cards in this return. There's 62 of them that are Pokemon cards, and there's 2 of them that are F1 cards. I will be doing another submission later this year, probably for hockey cards, and also for any other Pokemon or sports cards that I will decide to take a chance on later in the year. So yeah, let's get going. I know some of the grades, so some of them you might not think it's you might realize that it's a little unsurprised reaction, I would say. So yeah, let's get going. So the first one here is Raikou from Shining Legends. This is a card I bought from the same guy's store, actually. So it wasn't great. I wasn't expecting more than I was expecting a little more, but not that much. Let me just open my file here to have my pre-grades. I was expecting about an 8 or 8.5 on that. Centering is really good. But the corners, edges are not that great, and there's a few minor scratches. So I think this the side foil here is really what probably cost the card a lot of points. And also you can see here, I'm wearing gloves just to not to have some finger marks on it, because they come unsleeved. I have some some plastic sleeves that I will be putting the slabs in, but right now they're just raw. Well, they don't have any protection, so I don't want to have any finger marks on them. So you see here in the corner here, it's not that great. It's also not that bad. So 7 is pretty reasonable. The next one, okay, so I don't know why I did that here. This one is probably the biggest deception and disappointment and horror that I from this submission. I have no idea what's going on here. This card is pack fresh, and there's of course it's not perfect. The corners are fine. They're not that bad, but I really don't see what's going on. I think that's definitely a D-slab case here. And the centering is not perfect either, but I don't see anything that would grant this is not even on the card here. Let's see so I have no idea what's going on here. It's a little dirty, actually. So that the first time I realized how dirty the cards are, because they're all in stuck between pieces of cardboard. The third card well, for Espeon, I was estimating about a 9.5. The edges for me were a 10. The surface was about 9.5, and the other two were 9 or 9.5. So this is something I was fully expecting. I just wanted to send it. The edges here are pretty worn out, and at the bottom, top is not that bad, but you know, it was maybe, for me, it was like a case of a 7 at the very best. The centering's good. That's pretty much the only thing that would, you know, be over an 8.5, I think. So, but no, it's still a great looking card. So I'm not angry at all. All right, next one. Really happy with this one. The promo cards from Pokemon almost always come with some sort of issue. They're extremely hard to grade. So I got this, I think it was, what was it? It was a pre-order for, was it Sun and Moon? No, not Sun and Moon. Scarlet Violet base set pre-order, I think. So it's not that bad. Really could be worse. And it's not a big expensive card, but you know, it's stamped with the Pokemon Center, and it's somewhat limited. So really happy with this one. This one's a big one. I bought that off 401 Games. By the way, for the Lechonk, I was expecting 9.5. This one I was expecting also a 9.5, 9 or 9.5. The centering is, I think, really what is preventing it from getting pristine because of the left-right balance here. You see there's a little bit more on the left. It's not that big of a deal. I think it's going to be easier for you to see in this direction. And the back is just perfect. Really nothing to say about that. So yeah, that's definitely a big win here. This next one here, I bought, it was loose in a box at the same store. I pretty much always go there. And what I did was basically just polish it a little bit for the foil. I knew it was a little bit, you know, there was a little bit of a risk. I was expecting 9 or 9.5. But the centering is good. Not perfect, but definitely good. The edges are good. I think it's probably micro scratches on the foil here that prevented the card from getting more. So it's hard to see because the slab is very, it's a good looking slab, but it's very clear. So it's a little bit hard to tell if there are scratches. I have my old phone here, so you can see that's maybe a little bit of, you know, a few marks. There's also some hollow bleed. You can't really see that well, but yeah, and there's a few horizontal lines here, I think because of the hollow bleed. You see here, right here, that the foil is not perfect, but it's still a great looking card. This one is, you know, something that I was expecting more. It's a modern card, it's pack fresh. You always expect a little bit more. I don't know where it lost all those points, to be honest. For me, the Torterra was, you know, supposed to be a 9. That was supposed to be a 9.5, maybe more. Of course, you see some white specks of dust or whatever, or cardboard here. This is not on the card. I cleaned all my cards before sending them. And yeah, I don't know what happened. Centering is pretty good. I was expecting definitely at least half a point more. This one, I'll sound like I'm repeating myself, but same store. And this one was a card I bought for like $4. Still beautiful card. Really happy with the grade. You see there's a little bit of ding in the corner here. The corners are not perfect. I think that's definitely a half a point or a point here. and probably some micro scratches on the foil. But I was expecting, for that card, I was expecting a 9.3. So 9.5 on two elements, and so centering and what was it? Centering and edges 9.5, and the other two were 9s for me. So not too bad. This one really disappointed. Really disappointed. I was expecting a 9. Once again, probably because of the foil. Those cards are, you know, the pre-2010 foils are pretty fragile, and you know, for me it felt like the edges were better than that. Maybe the surface is not that great. There might be some minor scratches that I couldn't fix, but I cleaned the card very, you know, minutious, whatever. I was very careful with it, just not to make it worse. I feel like the edges are better than what they came back with, but anyways, and the centering was not perfect, but it was, I think it's in the 60-40 range, so still in a 9.5 range. Anyways, this card really took a gamble on it. I know it's one of the hardest modern cards to grade. This card has like a 10 or 15% PSA 10 ratio, so I was expecting a harsher grade on that. Let me just resume a little bit, because I put my phone on cardboard boxes here. There we go. So, you know, I took a gamble. I lost. No big deal. I was expecting a 9 on that, with a slight chance of more, but everything's fine at the back. Really, there's no big issues. The big issue was really, it's probably something with the print lines or stuff, so I'll probably unslab that and sell it raw. Next card. This one I knew I would get a lower grade. So I was expecting actually a 9. So once again, I see here that the foil is not perfect. I don't know if it's if you guys can see it, but there's some minor scratches here. But I thought it would be a little, there would be a little more lenient. And yeah, it's a beautiful card. I would definitely keep that in my personal collection. As you can see, the edges are pretty good. Not gonna lie, I was a little surprised to see a 7. But yeah. Anyways. Next one, the Shining cards from the Sun and Moon era are extremely hard to grade. I was expecting about that grade on Ho-Ho. I put a 9.1, so 9.5 on centering and the rest at 9. So pretty much came back at what I expected. So let me just try to move it a little bit. So try to refocus here. See, it's not that bad. So a 9 is definitely acceptable for that. Japanese cards are very easy to grade. Turns out. So this one I was expecting 9.5. The only thing I saw as a possible risk was the edges that are a little bit lifted up here. But otherwise, for me, it was a potential 9.5 or 10. So I had 10 on the corners, 9.5 everywhere else. So I'll take that definitely. Half a point higher than expected. All right. So first big one. I don't think there's much else to say. Japanese cards have much higher quality than English cards, especially modern cards, and it really shows. So I was expecting a 9.8 on that. So 9.5 for the centering and surface, and 10 for the two others. So I'll definitely take it pristine 10. So I'll put it aside here because for me that's a huge win. And right after, I have probably the biggest failure of the entire submission. For me, that was a 10. Straight up, that was a 10. I had 10 on corners and edges, 9.5 on centering, and I wasn't sure about the surface, but I put 9.5 with a, I know that it could be perfect, but there's something I'm not seeing here. Really, really, really disappointed with that card. It's not even worth that much. It's like what, $5 or $6 or $7, let's say. So that was my gamble for an English pristine, and I failed. So this is probably just gonna stay in my personal collection because it's not even worth on slabbing. It's still worth more with the 7.5. It's like maybe $10 or $12. But anyways, second pristine card. I opened one box of Pokemon 151, Japanese 151, and that was my Master Ball. I was extremely disappointed, but now it feels a little better. I'll definitely take that. I was expecting a 9.6, so 110 and 3 9.5s. Definitely won't complain about that. So, yeah. I don't know why I put that here. Anyways. In that same box, I got this card here, Zapdos. That was my secret rare. A little bit disappointed, not gonna lie. But, it's fine. It's probably worth like, what, $30? Because Japanese cards are so easy to grade, to get grade 10s and, at least 9.5. I use TCG Fish, and I think like for modern Japanese cards, you're about 90% for most cards. So for PSA 10, so that means probably CGC 9.5s and more. So I'm gonna put that here. Next card, Shining Arceus. So as I said, the Shining cards are pretty hard to grade. This one is off center to begin with, so it's not perfectly perfect, but it's a fine card. Let me just resume a little bit. So could be worse. You see, I don't know if you can see well, but the corners have a little bit of whitening on this side, so top and bottom, really minor whitening. And I think most of the points were lost here because of the top bottom centering. And this one is just pretty much a failure. So for the Arceus, I was expecting a 9.4, so that's pretty close. And for Genesect, I was hoping for 9. So yeah, it's fine. You really need to get 10s on the Shining cards to really get your money's worth. Well, your card's full value. This one's definitely fine. I don't mind it. It's probably a $40 to $50 card, and I was expecting a 9.5, 9.4, 9.5. So 193 9.5s. So really, really happy with this one. I think it's also the best looking one. Jirachi is such a cute Pokemon, and the shiny just, it's a beautiful card. And the yellow matches with the borders. It's beautiful. So I'm keeping that here because for me it's a win, a big win. And I opened that card myself. Well, most of them I opened myself, but the ones I don't mention where I bought, I opened myself. This one I bought online, and I checked I checked some photos for like 20 minutes before deciding on buying it, and now it's totally worth it. It's my favorite legendary Pokemon. As some of you may know, my favorite Pokemon is Metagross. So yeah, really, really happy with this one. It's you don't often see 20-plus-year-old cards in such a good condition. I think the card is actually perfect. It's really the condition's perfect. The centering is probably what cost the 0.5. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that here. So yeah, I also opened this one. I think it was my second ever Crown Zenith pack. That was a great start to Crown Zenith. And even better now. Really, really beautiful card. I was expecting a 9.6 on that, so yep. This one, I'm okay with it. I bought this one from another store that since has closed. I think it was in 2019 that I bought it. 2019 or 2020. And I bought it for 18 bucks. And now the card raw is worth somewhere around 50 bucks. I bought it for I bought it for about 20 Canadian dollars, so that would be like 14 or 15 US dollars. All the points are lost here, the centering, and the card is, it's not perfectly aligned. It's a little diagonal. I don't know if it shows well, but the centering is fine otherwise in the back, but it loses all its point in the front. And often what happens is that those rainbow cards from Sun and Moon have some pattern issues. My Charizard has that, so yeah, I'm fine with it still. It's a beautiful card and a great Pokemon, so no worries with an 8.5. My favorite F1 driver, Lando Norris. This one I just bought from my favorite store that I keep buying cards from. Basically, I bought it in a package deal. I think it was like 15 or 20 cards. Made an offer. So yeah, and that one is numbered out of 399. So it's fine. I didn't actually clean this card, so maybe I should have. Maybe I could have gotten a better grade. Maybe I could have fixed a little, a few issues that currently you don't see because of the reflection of this on the slab. But anyways, big win here. Max Verstappen, 2021 Topps Chrome. This one is numbered out of 25. So really happy with this one. Max Verstappen is almost as popular as Lewis Hamilton, and the card is absolutely gorgeous. All the the rainbow / wave pattern is absolutely gorgeous, and it's a rare card, only out of 25. Maybe I'm gonna resend this to PSA because sports cards usually score better with PSA, but I'm gonna keep those two here because F1 cards are, really cool, in my opinion. So maybe just want to keep them here. Back to Pokemon. So close to perfection. This is still a card that's worth north of $200. So, I'm getting my grading feedback, which is what I want. I'll probably sell this card because, for alt arts, I want 10s. Especially for big ones like that. Lugia, Giratina, I want 10s. So, I don't know if I'll keep this one for long, but, if you are watching this video and are interested, just let me know. Send me an offer, either in the comments or I'll put the link to my eBay store in the description. You can message me over there. But I'll still keep that as a pretty decent card. Two cards that are not too decent. Those two. Kyogre and a Groudon. Maybe I should put them here. This way. Because they're facing each other. I bought them on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. That was like a 6 or 7 card lot. For about 140 bucks. I got my money back. That's really what matters. So, yeah. No worries with that. One of my favorite... I'll take the, because I have my phone that's sending a, that's on flashlight mode. So definitely one of my favorite alt arts. It's a gorgeous card. Maybe if I caught the, if I turn on the flashlight, it's gonna help with the reflection. Just give me a second. It's not that great, but yeah, beautiful card. I'm so happy with this one. Galarian Moltres is my favorite of those, you know, the 3 Galarian birds, and I love the symmetry on this card. It's gorgeous, it's awesome. My only favorite alt art, I would say, would be Giratina. But yeah, this one I bought actually at the same store. So, not a personal pull, so maybe I don't have the same attachment to this one. But otherwise, not too bad. This one, a little disappointed. 151, at least the first print run had very mediocre print quality control. There is one little bit of whitening on that corner, and there's one ding on one of the side edges. I cannot see them right now. Where is it? Yeah, right here, right next to the corner. So it's a little hard because that little like plastic part is probably hiding it, but it's okay. It's okay. This one is a huge win. I bought it for $49. I checked the last Gemmin 10 sold was $1,050. I think 1,025 or 1,050, and the last CGC 9 sold for $230. So that's probably a $500 card, and it's super old. I cannot believe this came back in 9.5. I actually bargained it because I saw some. Well, the guy was selling it for $70. Canadian bucks, so that would be like 50 Canadian, 50 US. So I'm ecstatic about this card. It's the biggest winner in the whole lot. I was expecting a 9, but I cannot believe I got this 9.5. It's perfect. For me, it's like a pristine. And the first half, because I got 64, so 32 here. I guess I'm really lucky with my loose promos, because my Pokemon Center ETB promos are not that good, you'll see. But my pre-order promos are are great. I won't complain about that. So 9.5, I was expecting for this Squirtle, I was expecting a 9.4. The only thing was centering that I expected a 9.4. A 9 as a grade. The rest was 9.5s or 10s. So definitely happy with this one. That was for the Pokemon, the Mew Premium Collection pre-order. Let's start the second half on a pretty good note. That was my biggest hit from V-Star Universe. You'll see that there's another card from V-Star Universe in this submission, but that was my biggest one in those 10 packs, and it keeps getting better. Those Japanese specialty sets are something. So I was expecting a 9.8 on this. 9.8. The one thing I was expecting maybe to lose half a point is edges, but you know, turned out great. This one is just like the Greninja, but up and down. You see, definitely a little bit of because it's such a beautiful card. It annoys me, but you know, I knew it wouldn't be more than a 9. I said 9.3, but centering 8.5 or 9, so it got the lowest end of it. So, anyways, and as I said, the Pokemon. Oops, jeez, let's try not to break everything. The Pokemon Center ATVs are just so hard to grade. Some of them have square cut corners, or like, you know, the corners aren't that great. So let me just see if I can. Okay, now we see. Oh, I'll keep this at 1x. It looks good. So yeah, and you see that little ding up the corner. I wanted to send them all, so maybe I shouldn't have, but I committed to it. Let me just now that I see that it looks a little better if I turn it the other way, let me just put that in the other. All right, so hopefully it's a little better now. I moved everything so that I can film vertically. I don't know if it's gonna look better, but you know, it's gonna be easier for you guys to see the cards because it fits the screen a little bit better. So Charmander, once again, just like Miraidon, not that great. You know, there's just a bit of a square cut corner here and a ding. Yep, you see better if I put my hand. Also a little bit of widening here, so not that bad, but anyways, really happy with this one. I got this in a God pack. I don't mind it. It's a pretty big win. And for that card, I was expecting a 9.4. So I had a 9 for corners. Turns out I underestimated this card. It's not perfect. You see a little bit of widening here, but you know what? It's fine. This is such a gorgeous card. I love how it shows off the personality of Mew and Mewtwo. Just Mew being silly, and Mewtwo always being grumpy and angry, and yeah. I love this card. I'm keeping that here and this one too. I probably lost the Pristine because of left and right centering. You can see here it's a little thin on the right. To be honest, I would have, you know, if I got the 10 on that card, I could have gotten it on other cards, but you know what? Not too bad. This card I got for $5. This is a card that's currently worth about 40 to $50 on TCG Player. It was maybe a 5 when I got it. I cleaned it 4 times. Probably spent a half an hour on it. Yep. The foil's fine. I really was able to bring most of it back in good condition. The centering's not great, and there's slight edge wear and corner wear, so it's okay. There's a little ding here on the bottom edge. You know what? For $5 plus the grading fee, no problem. Paradox Rift. I have sent 2 cards, so this is the first one. So I pulled that in a 3-pack blister. The second one is coming up next. Origin Form Dialga V-Star Gold from Galarian Gallery. So I'm gonna have to buy another one because I'm completing a binder set for Galarian Gallery. I don't mind. This one probably lost once again the points to top left, top bottom centering, but it's okay. I don't mind it. And the other card, if Marcos Moxie Boosted, you're watching this, Brian's back. I love this card. Some people say like it doesn't put the Pokemon in evidence that much, but it's such a gorgeous card and just shows a little bit of how silly Iron Hands is as a Pokemon. I love it. For that, I was expecting a 9.8, so pretty much what I expected. No idea what happened here. I was expecting a 9.6. I'm angry. Because I was really expecting much better. This and Espeon are the two big what the fuck happened here cards. I don't see anything. Seriously, I don't see anything that would explain a 7.5. That's definitely a card that's gonna come out of this lab because it's just silly. It's ridiculous. And you have Lotad's little brother or friend. Anyways, from the same era, those secret rare shiny Pokemon that you get. I think there's like 3 or 4%. So Stormfront has, I think the other one's Drifloon and Ponyta or something. I'm definitely gonna be looking to collect all 12. I think there's 12. This one I also got for like $4 or $5. Guy didn't know what they were. I knew. So this one, I expected about an 8.9. So, you know, it's not that far. This one, the centering is not that great. There's one, the corners are not perfectly rounded, but it's just such an iconic card. It's not the big Lily card. But for a moment this summer, well, last summer in 2023, this card was $100 US raw. It's come back to about 60, but you know, it just surprised me so much that I started getting obsessed with this card. So I wanted to grade it. Maybe I should have sold it raw. God is with me. Gem and 10. And for that one, I was expecting a 9.8, so pretty good. This one I bought at another store, not my main one, but pretty good. I was expecting a 9. What was it? That was this Rapid Strike. I was expecting a 9.5. I don't know where I lost it, but most likely centering. It's not that great. Maybe, oh, at the front, you see how thin it is at the bottom. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Yep, okay. This one was in the same lot as the Groudon and Kyogre. None of them were that great, but for the price I got them for, it was worth it. And for that, I was expecting an 8.5. 8.4. The edges are really what's wrong. You can maybe see here the corners as well. Yeah, the edges are not great. It's fine. Still a nice promo card. This one, if it wasn't for the mediocre alignment, like this one, like it's thin. It's thin at the bottom, and it's, you know, it's completely skewed. But it looks so good. So I probably got an 8 on the centering here, right to start with. And those are, you know, the rest of the card. The back is perfect. Well, hold on. Let me... There you go. So, not that great. So yeah, that's the last one of the trio. One's in Japanese, so, but it got it pristine, so I don't really mind. So if you guys don't know, it actually makes for a 4-card art. Basically, Giratina's at the bottom. I don't know if you know, Palkia is here, Dialga's over here, and Arceus is at the top. So yeah, it's pretty much like this, and the other ones are on the left and right. Fortunately, with the slabs, it doesn't align anymore, but yeah, I still love those cards, and for me now they come as a set. Not only because they're gold, but when you see the 4-card art, you can't unsee it. So yeah, Arceus, good one. This one I bought at a store at a mall near me for $45 Canadian, so like 35 US. It's fine. Oh, this one I bought loose. Yeah, I don't mind it. I'll take it. Beautiful card. For those who include the evolutions in the art lists, well, the alt arts from Sword and Shield, I think that's probably one of the premium ones, the best looking ones. Look at all those water type Pokemons in the back, like the Wishy-Washy, Jellicent, Milotic, Horsey. It's gorgeous. And for that, I was expecting a 9.5. So, it's okay. Give me more of those. Sylveon. Just such a cute card with Eevee. And, yeah, the edges and corners were not that great. And the centering was fine, though. It looks worse than it is because it's, you know, black and, like, thick black borders. But I measured it and it was still in the 9.5 range. But anyways, not too bad. Stay up there. Okay. My favorite Pokemon. I found this card on eBay. I thought it was my best shot. It's fine. I don't mind it. It's really here, the corner. But otherwise, everything looks great on this card. Centering is not perfect either. But you know what? That's a personal favorite. And also got this one from the same guy. Fine. I was hoping for 8.5 on that, and that was 9.3. So, well, 8.9 here, so 8 makes sense. Maybe overestimated it. And this one 9.3. So, well, 9.25. So it's right in the middle. So not surprised here at all. This one I was hoping for more. I don't know where I lost the points. It's perfectly centered. Well, almost perfectly centered. No idea what happened. Really disappointed. For that, I was expecting a 9.6. This one is a tragedy. You know, I know that the corners are not perfectly rounded, but 7.5 is a little ridiculous if you ask me. All right, back to the good grades because of Japanese cards. Japanese cards are always great. So there we go. Koraidon. Once again, Pokemon Center ATB promos are not that great. The corners are not always rounded. Centering's bad. It is what it is. This one I bought off eBay. And holy hell. It is gorgeous. The colors are insane. Like, I received the card and I was staring at it for like a minute. I'm actually shocked now that I'm looking at it and it didn't get a pristine. And there's like only 7 graded in CGC 10. That's, I think for a promo, this is unreal. Especially with how old it is. It's like, what, 2017? Not that old, but yeah. Shining Celebi. 9's fine. It's pretty much what I expect from a Shining card. So Jirachi was just a little bit of an overachiever. Genesect was a little bit ridiculous, but yeah, it's so pretty. I think those cards will only go up. Well, not only raw, but graded. People will start realizing how gorgeous they are. Maybe I should cut the pile here because I have like 45, 50 of them. There you go. So only 2 cards remaining, I think. Yep. So from 151, Mewtwo Art Rare. I was hoping for pristine 10. I was hoping my estimation was not that. My estimation was 9.8, but I thought maybe I would have a chance at a pristine. But I hope you guys can see how gorgeous it is, because it's honestly a beautiful card. It, like, I know it's a promo in English, but it has nothing to do with that. This one's much better. And let's start with a little bit of a disappointment here. Another one that I packed. I know I was expecting a 9, not an 8. Like, the corners are not perfectly rounded. That's the thing. You can probably see here. The corners are a little too squared. But it's fine. Just to show you the upcoming cards that I will submit. I have this Shining Lugia here. It's still for sale right now if someone wants it. Centering is not that great, so that's probably a PSA 9. And this one corner is a little bit, maybe less actually. Maybe I'll keep it raw. Well, in this slab and not send it. Now that I look at it, I have this card here. Of course, that's probably, well, it's kind of Lugia from Unseen Forces, evil twin. So really beautiful card. Those The two are Cosmos Hollows. This one here, Mew V. Whoops. I know people don't like this card. I think it's gorgeous. And it's just so cute. Like, the more you look at it, the more you see the details, and you know, it's severely underrated. Just like this one. I want to get this one graded for sure with either CGC or PSA. I think it's a 10. I think it's coming back at 10. And my favorite card. It's absolutely gorgeous. I should have unslabbed it and sent it in this submission. I think it could have gotten a pristine. The corners are perfect. The edges are perfect. It's, you know, the guy told me like he was half a millimeter off from a perfect 10, a 10 flush. Well, straight 10. And that would have been, I think, his second out of 5,000 cards he graded. That would have been his second perfect 10. Other cards that I will get submitted. This Mewtwo GX here, also great card. So, and his brother, which there it is. So this one is definitely going to CGC or PSA. I don't know which one. And maybe Pikachu as well. This one might not be worth it, but you know, I love Mewtwo. Why not? This one, it's got a little bit of square edges and a little bit of a centering issue, but it would look good in a CGC slab, I think. And this one is probably my biggest pull of my life. Unfortunately, it came out of the pack pretty banged up. It's not that bad, but you know, it's probably worth more raw than whatever grade it would get. And I think that's pretty much it. Was there anything else? The rest is hockey cards. So yeah, and of course I have some other Japanese cards. So some art rares here that I want to get graded. This one's from 151. So yeah, from the 2 boxes I opened of Scarlet Violet base. And there's another few, some vintages, some celebrations cards. So probably gonna send another 50 at least, I would say, this summer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what was your favorite card out of this submission. And if you guys are interested in purchasing any of them, just reach out to me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.